Welcome to Contracting Conversations. My name is Scott Williams, and I'm joined by my co-host, Jim Valley. Today, we are continuing our conversation with Dr. Renee Butler, DAU's Learning Director for Price, Cost, and Finance. Welcome, Renee, and thanks again for joining us to talk about this credential.
Well, thanks, Scott. It's a pleasure to be back with you today.
As always, we really appreciate your time. To start us off, can you please tell us what CCON 017, the Pricing Tools and Techniques Credential, is all about?
I'm happy to. Scott, there are so many tools and techniques available to the contracting and pricing professional, but often they don't know what tools are available or which tool to use. And so this credential is really more of a survey of selected tools, such as Power BI, Tableau, and Excel.
So, Renee, thank you. How is this credential structured?
Well, Jim, this credential, like most of the pricing credentials, starts with an introductory video. That is followed by 2 Coursera guided projects. I'm really excited about the Coursera guided projects. What those are interactive projects that enable learners to gain a job relevant skill in under 2 hours. So in this credential, we have 2 guided projects. The first one is called Getting Started with Power BI. In this project, the student will learn the basics of using Power BI desktop software by analyzing data on credit card defaults. The second guided project is called Visualizing City Bike Trips with Tableau. In this project, students will learn the basics of using Tableau public software to visualize a city bike trips data set. Both of these software packages are very powerful. I've seen Power BI used, for example, to analyze historical prices on parts and components. Some of our DCMA counterparts use that software. I've also seen Tableau used to analyze display data for category management. Again, I saw that when I was visiting the Army, and they were able to create very powerful dashboards to present this information to decision makers. So understanding how to use this software is a good skill to have. And then finally, students will attend a virtual instructor-led course or a VILT course on advanced proposal modeling using Excel.
Hey, Renee, that sounds pretty exciting. I like the idea of using that software, especially using Coursera. Coursera is a great asset.
Right. And you know, there were a lot of topics that the workforce asked us to cover previously, really prior to, the pandemic. And we just didn't really have the ability to do that. But with our licensing agreement with Coursera, we have hundreds, if not thousands. I don't know exactly how many, but courses that those in the acquisition workforce can go in and browse if they have a particular topic they want to learn about.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, Renee. I mean, there's a lot of good, valuable information here. And as always, you're putting out and developing some really valuable tools for the acquisition workforce. So for this particular credential, who do we really see as our target audience?
For this credential, really, I think, anyone in the acquisition workforce who wants to learn more about different software packages that can be used to analyze contractor proposals should enroll.
So, Renee, what advice would you give someone who is contemplating taking this credential?
Well, first, I would advise learners that both of the guided projects simply introduce the student to these analysis products. If they desire more detailed training, they should consider enrolling in CCON 016, Excel for Data Analytics and Visualization, which is really a deep dive in how to use Excel and Power BI, which is an add-on, to do this type of analysis and presentation. Alternatively, as we just discussed, they can search in the DAU Coursera catalog to find other courses. So let me give you an example. Recently, just last week actually, I was asked about training on Python, which is a general purpose programming software. And so I went through our Coursera catalog and found that through Coursera, DAU offers a course on how to program using Python. Another piece of advice I would give is that if students are not familiar with Excel, that perhaps they take either CCON 018, Excel Skills for Business first, or enroll in the Excel Essentials course through Coursera before taking CON 7140V, Advanced Proposal Modeling. We assume that when students come into CON 7140V, that they already have a basic understanding of Excel. So again, if your Excel skills are rusty or you haven't used Excel, I suggest that you enroll in that Essentials course or in CCON 018. And finally, another piece of advice I would give is for students to understand that these credentials are meant to upskill our workforce and to ensure that they maintain their proficiency once they have obtained the credential. So after so many years, usually every 3 years or every 5 years, students are required to refresh their skills to maintain proficiency. And so for this credential, we will soon be offering additional courses for both new enrollees and those who seek to refresh their credential. And those courses will include a basic course on ProPricer, which is a proposal software package that many of our defense partners use to submit proposals. And on top of that, we are going to offer a course on a ProPricer add-in that was developed by one of the pricers in the department that will allow users an easier way to import that ProPricer data into an Excel spreadsheet for analysis.
Thanks, Renee. That is pretty exciting. Appreciate you coming to the show today to discuss the pricing tools and techniques credential.
Well, thanks, Jim, and thanks for inviting me to your podcast. I'm always happy to discuss any of the learning assets in our pricing portfolio.
Great. We will happily have you back. So look for other segments with Renee. We will delve further into related credentials, which is CCON 016 and 018. So that's all we have time for today. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our Contracting Conversations channel. Type any comments below to include your questions for discussions and spread the word of this channel to your peers and to those you supervise or lead. Let us help you answer their questions. We look forward to having future contracting conversations with you.